Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is TamezTech and welcome to a brand new video. Today we are checking out a team that by some sort of miracle actually worked out extremely well today. I believe we went 14 and 11 with the team, so not insanely positive, but the fact that it worked at all is truly a miracle. And you guys will see when I switch over to the screen what I mean. We are using Shadow Sharpedo in the lead, Save Swap Caesar, and Decidueye in the back. Honestly, Decidueye, I would say, is the Pokemon that put in the most amount of work in these sets. It was just such a core breaker for a lot of teams, and the Astonish damage is really nice into Caesar as well. So we were able to do a lot of work against that. But yeah, honestly, let's just get right into the battles and check out how these went. It was truly amazing to witness. So yeah, you guys should come over to the Twitch channel if you want to see how we work this out when it does happen. But yeah, on to the first game. We see Jelson on the lead, and this might look like a positive lead, but check out this surf, baby. Oh my god, we are in the red. This is mostly what Sharpedo did all day, just kind of barely tank a move, get some shield advantage, and just leave, right? So we get our shield, we bring in Decidueye, and at this point, if they don't bait with the surf, we can get a full farm down. But since they do bait, we do have to throw a Spirit Shackle right here, just to guarantee that if they want to shield, they have to if they want to get this move off, they do have to shield. So we have a little bit of an energy lead with Decidueye. They bring in more Pekko, which honestly is a little bit of a scary Pokemon. Orwheel should still knock out from here, but I don't want to just throw away my Decidueye just yet. I feel like there might be a Mud Slapper in the back, so I'm going to throw away my Caesar instead. But my Pokemon has other ideas. They actually Psychic Fangs there, which of course does not knock out. We outpace to the Night Slash, and they make a really decent catch on a Azumarill. But even with this damage, I could still land a Trailblaze. If we boosted there, this game would have already been over, but we don't. That's totally fine. We really don't need the boost. At this point, we kind of just need to land this damage and hopefully knock out this Azumarill. It looks like we will Simul KO, which is ideal. And now we are pacing the same into this Morpeko. This Morpeko has a lot of energy, so I have to call another bait. And we get the call right. So thanks to that bait call, we are able to take this game pretty comfortably now. But yeah, very spooky game with Morpeko there. And honestly, I mean, every single Pokemon we saw, we had practically resisted moves all over the place into, but we were able to flip that game. On to the next game here, we got Greninja in the lead. And if you haven't noticed already, this Pokemon beats the entire team. It is truly awful for us. So, like I said, we wall the moveset here, right? Here comes Night Slash. We're in the red. Absolutely ridiculous, but this is what Sharpedo does. We get a shield advantage and we throw it away. There's not really a lot of point in swapping out here because look at those waterfalls, man. I mean, damn. I'm going to bring in Caesar here and I'm going to call another Night Slash bait, and we get it right. So now I'm able to tank the first move, shield the second, guarantee that I come out with my Caesar still alive and with a little bit of energy. And let's see what they have in the back. They have their own Caesar. So since I'm up 2 bullet punches, I am going to throw this move first. They are at 4 bullet punches now, so I can swap into my Decidueye and outpace before they get the second Night Slash here. I do have to be a little bit wary of a catch. A catch would be probably game over here, so we're going to wait a little bit before we throw it. And no catch there. We do see the second bullet punch coming through thanks to the animations working out decently well today. And we get that knockout. My opponent, though, they have Clodsire in the back, and this is pretty scary. If this Clodsire over farms, we might be in trouble, but they actually cap tie us. And thanks to that cap tie, we are going to be able to take this game by the narrowest of margins. Thankfully, Poison Jab is double resisted by our Caesar. This is probably the only scenario where Caesar could get to a move while it's in the red. But yeah, we get to the Night Slash, we take the knockout, and we take that game. Absolutely crazy games today. I have to say, these have been some of the craziest games I've had all season. On to the next match here, we see Incineroar in the lead, and that's exactly where I want to see it. We are double weak to fire in the back. My opponent brings in Florges, and I know that this is just a chilling water. Honestly, no one move from Florges will knock out, and they can never get a farm down, so I can easily just fully farm them down here, come out with energy against that Incineroar, and I know that I'm not going to be able to survive 2 Fire Fangs to get both of my Night Slashes off, so I'm just going to throw the Trailblaze since it does slightly more damage, and get one boosted Bullet Punch into them, and that is totally fine by me. So yeah, we get a little bit of damage in, we bring in Sharpedo right away, there's an Azumarill in the back, and honestly, I mean, this game was a little bit RPS, not gonna lie. Thankfully though, we are able to take it. This is Home Slice Henry's team that he made a video on, and trust me, I did not know we were hard countering his team, but I guess we are. My opponent makes a little bit of a misplay here, and they don't cap time me. Or well, they don't throw their energy before, right? So they don't cap time me on the first frenzy. That means that we have the back-to-back already. So we take a shield, we take the knockout, and we are able to pivot back into Incineroar here. 3 waterfalls don't quite knock out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give Decidueye a little bit of love, let Sharpedo go here, and astonish down the Incineroar. Very good game there. On to the next match here. We got Sharpedo into Incineroar once again. Honestly, people are loving the Henry team, and I have to say, I'm loving it too. Unfortunately though, my opponent's not swapping out here, so this might not even be the Home Slice Henry team. We are able to sneak a waterfall there since our opponent throws kind of on bad timing. So we shield, we get the full knockout. My opponent brings in Charjabug, which is also kind of a troublesome Pokemon for us to see, but they let the crunch go. Now I can just bring Decidueye here, save my shield for Scizor, and hopefully be able to take the win against whatever they have in the back. And it is a Nidoqueen. So thanks to resisting these Mud Slaps and still having a shield, we should be able to take this game pretty comfortably. So I am going to be able to still get to a second Spirit Shackle once again because of our grass typing. So very lucky for us. We do get knocked out right there, which is extremely ideal because they don't get any extra energy whatsoever. I bring in Scizor, I do 1 Bullet Punch, and we catch on the Sharpedo. Very well done. We catch an Earth Power as well, and unfortunately for my opponent, this game is just completely over. I can just fully farm down this Nidoqueen if I have to, and if I don't, then I just, yeah, Bullet Punch down the Charjabug and it's just over. So GG's to my opponent there. Honestly, we made a really nice catch and a very good read, so I will definitely take it. On to the next battle here, Sharpedo into Scizor. You would think this is a positive lead, right? But look at these Bullet Punches. Holy moly, those hurt. My opponent brings in Florges, and I was a little bit worried, right? Because we didn't swap in too fast, but 1 waterfall does almost as much as 2 Bullet Punches from Scizor, so we're still able to get the full farm down here, which is extremely nice for us. My opponent brings in Nidoqueen, and throwing the Trailblaze here is extremely crucial, and you guys will see why in just a second. The fact that we do just a little bit more HP here means that we get a 2 waterfall farm down. We get this Poison Fang against the Scizor, debuff their defense, and now we're going to be able to astonish down this Pokemon with 2 shields left on this Decidueye. So very interesting game here. Honestly, these Halloween Cup games are extremely quick, but I am eternally grateful to have had a good day with a freaking Shadow Sharpedo on my team. We actually climbed back up into the 2700s with this team, so pretty proud of it. All right, Fortress in the lead. Absolutely one of the worst Pokemon we could probably see. Thankfully for us though, it seems that every single Fortress lead just does not have an answer to Scizor Safe Swap for some reason. So we can always bring in Scizor here. We actually boost here, which is going to force my opponent to pivot out because they just cannot win that matchup anymore. And they bring in a Golisopod. And Golisopod is also a pretty problematic Pokemon for my backline, so I'm just going to take this shield advantage. I know that if I shield here, I might get the second shield, but Golisopod gets a really healthy farm down. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring in my Sharpedo. And honestly, this farm down might be a little bit decent. If I can get a debuff into that Fortress, we might be in a good spot. I didn't want to do 1 more waterfall to guarantee the crunch landing because these bug bites are going to cook me, but as you can see, they would have already outpaced to a move anyways, right? So thankfully we didn't go for the waterfall. We just threw the Poison Fang, and it is a Nidoqueen in the back. And since my opponent had to pivot into the Nidoqueen, we are ahead by a turn, so we throw our Spirit Shackle instantly. Now we're ahead by 3 turns because they couldn't sneak a whole move into us. And this is the easiest shield of my life. I know that Fortress is not going to be able to farm us down. They just threw a Rock Tomb into our Sharpedo, so they're practically dry on energy. We're going to be able to barely get this farm down, and that is going to be a good game. Pretty close still, but pretty good game. On to the next battle here. We got Sharpedo into Greninja. Honestly, this was one of the most common leads we saw, and we still won so many games against Greninja. Why is that, you may ask? They never throw the Hydro Cannon. So Hydro Cannon guaranteed knocks out Sharpedo. But since Sharpedo's so glassy, people love to bait it because they think they're just going to shield all the time. But I'm not shielding, buddy. I'm letting that go. We knock out. We instantly pivot into our Caesar, into the Caesar matchup. We get the cap tie. We win the cap tie. And this game is just going from good to better. We get the boost. So I stand corrected. It got even better there. So we get the boost. We should be able to force another cap tie into our opponent. They actually don't throw energy there, so if I could have done one more bullet punch and then done the cap tie, that would have been nice, but of course we can't predict that. And they have a freaking Scyther in the back. Respect for the spice, but man, what is the target for that thing? Oh, and just for it to get even better than that, we get a shiny Giratina from the encounters. So pretty cool stuff there. Don't worry too much about the IVs. Honestly, it was pretty bad, but whatever. All right, we see final boss AJ into the next match, and honestly, AJ is an amazing battler. Araquanid basically beats our entire team. I accidentally do a waterfall and then swap into my Caesar, but very important fact here. We throw the Night Slash right away, and AJ cap ties us. This is so good because we're burning the clock so much that our Sharpedo might not be forced into the Araquanid matchup later. We bring AJ brings in Clodsire, we throw the Trailblaze right away, and again, for some reason, AJ cap ties us. Maybe they just really want to get rid of the Caesar. They might be super weak to it in the back, but I can't really afford to shield, right? Because I'm never really going to flip this matchup without going down resources. So I'm just going to bring in Sharpedo, get a full waterfall farm down, instantly throw this Poison Fang into the Araquanid, and now we're pivoting into our Decidueye and hoping for the best. We bring in Decidueye. AJ has a Frostlass in the back. Extremely cool pick. This is AJ's signature Pokemon other than Manectric, but a very, very cool pick. Unfortunately for AJ though, the lack of Powder Snow might be coming back to bite her a little bit here, because we will be able to get a full Astonish farm down, have a Spirit Shackle ready for this Araquanid, and if we get the debuff here, we should be in the clear. So let's see what happens. We do get the debuff, so this fast move pressure is going to be plenty for us. But since AJ throws right here, we should be able to just throw our second Spirit Shackle here and get the full knockout. But man, very scary game. Honestly, that Araquanid was just too good into our team, but we were able to take it. On to the next team here. Against Danny Booze, we got Mandibus in the lead. Another extremely terrible lead for us. Honestly, this lead was really difficult to beat just because our Decidueye is so extremely weak to this Pokemon. But we always cap tie on the Poison Fang here to either a Foul Play or an Air Lace. If they throw Foul Play, it doesn't knock out. If they throw an Air Lace, it does knock out. My opponent, for some reason, throws a Foul Play, so I am kind of forced to pivot out of here, and they bring in a Nidoqueen. So a little bit of my hope at this point is that they have double Slapper, and maybe my Decidueye has more play in the back. We do get a boost here, which is really nice for us. I argued that maybe I should have let this go and just put it all on Decidueye, but I'm going to shield this just because I'm boosted. Maybe they bring back in the Mandibus and I can get rid of it. I boost again, which is so extremely good for us. We are quadruple boosted at this point, and it is Caesar in the back. So this game is still not quite over, but that quad boost definitely brought us back into it, man. So we bring in Decidueye, we shield the first Night Slash, and if we don't get a catch, this game is completely over. So we do 3, we wait a turn, swap it to Sharpedo, get the catch, and that is going to be a good game. My opponent does boost here, which makes it a little bit scary there. If we lag the turn, that might have been a simultaneous knockout, but we are able to win that game with a very fancy catch, and that's a GG. All right, we see Nidoqueen in the lead in the next match, and you would think this is a positive lead for Sharpedo, but as you can see here, we actually get a simultaneous knockout. I believe if you had an extremely high rank Shadow Sharpedo, you actually get the farm down before them there, which is really nice. But yeah, I'm going to bring in my Scizor because usually Nidoqueen have flyers in the back, and if they do bring in a flyer, I want it on my Scizor, of course, and not on my Decidueye. And since it's Murkrow, you can actually one shield farm down Murkrow all the way. And what do they have in the back? Another flyer. Like I said, Mud Slap double flyer, very common. But since it's Drifblim, we're able to force 2 shields out of them with this double Night Slash. And Decidueye should just be able to get to the Spirit Shackle. We still have a shield, so we're in the clear. I was telling my chat maybe a more efficient way to play this game out would have been to bank the second Night Slash on Scizor and cap tie the Drifblim onto the Spirit Shackle. But regardless, very well played game nonetheless here. Very fun game for sure. But yeah, the team read really got us that win there more than anything. On to the next battle here, we got Mandibus once again into our Sharpedo. I do not love this. I tried playing this lead in a billion different ways, and honestly, it just felt like when it worked, and when it didn't. So I'm going to let this go now. My last opponent foul played for some reason, which forced me to swap out. I am going to shield this now. It is a foul play again for some reason. But the fact that I can get rid of this Mandibus here is very ideal. I do go down 1 shield to mostly get rid of this Pokemon, but since it's so problematic for my Decidueye, then maybe it is for the best. We bring in Scizor, my opponent brings in Nidoqueen, and it's Poison Jab Nidoqueen. And the fact that it's Poison Jab might actually cost us here. I kind of panic because it is Poison Jab. I should have just brought my Decidueye instantly into this Scizor here just to force energy and damage into them. But since I am staying in, I should have fully farmed down here. After I got that boost, I should have fully farmed down this Scizor. But now that I didn't, I am going to unfortunately lose this game. Scizor barely survives the bullet punches. And yeah, my Decidueye, if this Nidoqueen has Stone Edge, is not going to be able to survive enough here. So let's see if they're not on Stone Edge. Maybe we have some play here, knocking out with a Frenzy Plant, but they are. And unfortunately, we're not going to be able to take this game. Even if this Spirit Shackle knocked out, Scizor is still alive, and a 2-turn Bullet Punch will register before a 3-turn Astonish. So yeah, GG's to my opponent there. Very well played. Honestly, Poison Sting Nidoqueen, probably a misplay to bring it, but it definitely worked out for them there. All right, we see Goliathspot in the lead in the next match, and again, this is definitely where I want to see it. These waterfalls might be resisted, but Trainer, they definitely don't look it. Once again, though, I can't really go down 2 shields in the lead. I have quite squishy Pokemon all over, so I think my way back into this game is to make a funny catch, and look at that, we make another catch. We make a catch and we sneak into this Goliathspot. It seems like my opponent doesn't really have an answer to to the Scizor either, so I'm able to cap tie them with this Night Slash before they knock us out. So pretty good for us here. We flip switch, my opponent brings in Clodsire, and if they throw a Sludge, which they do, they throw a Sludge Bomb, this will knock us out. But does it? It doesn't. We actually survive with 1 HP, so we get this Trailblaze off, which is really decent. The next Poison Sting does knock us out, which is really good as well. We bring in the Sharpedo to get a farm down. My opponent pivots into Dedenne, and this game should be over. No one move from Dedenne is going to knock out, and I know that they can't really get a farm down either because Thunder Shocks are resisted and they don't do a lot of damage. So I'm just going to go for the Spirit Shackle on good timing without panicking. And yeah, my opponent just lets it go. So at this point, I really just need to fast move pressure into this Pokemon. I'm going to throw the Spirit Shackle here just to burn the clock a little bit. I don't want this Pokemon to get as much farm as they could get. So if I can pivot out of here now, which I can, I'm going to be able to get the double waterfalls that I need to get this Poison Fang. And I know Poison Fang is extremely resisted by Clodsire, but they are at 1 HP, so we're able to take yet another game with Shadow Sharpedo, baby. Let's freaking go. On to the next battle here. Honestly, these games have been so freaking entertaining. I hope you guys are enjoying it. If you have, please leave a like down below or just leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. We see Fortress in the lead in the next match, and again, it doesn't really matter if they have Volt Switch or Bug Bite. We have to get out of there, right? We bring in Scizor, And thankfully, since we have a 2-turn move into a 4-turn move, we can throw our Night Slash instantly, and we will not be wasting any fast move timings. So here, I like to make this play. I like to throw 6 bullet punches and cap tie the fortress to the second Rock Tomb. If they no shield this, I have a bunch of energy for the backline, and if they do shield this, which they do, then Rock Tomb is definitely going to knock us out, and we can get a nice farm down with Decidueye. So we bring in Decidueye here, we get 4 Astonishes head start, which is absolutely ridiculous. And yeah, look at that. We see a freaking Corsola back here. Very spooky Pokemon to see. I am a little bit shocked here. I don't really know what to do. My misplay here was actually throwing the Spirit Shackle, believe it or not. If I threw Frenzy Plant, it would do so much more damage that we actually Astonish down later in the game. But since I don't, this game, unfortunately for us, is already over. We see a Azumarill in the back, which honestly isn't exactly a counter to Sharpedo, right? We can cap tie this Azumarill to the next move and force the Corsola to throw energy into our Sharpedo, but that Corsola still has just enough energy banked that just enough HP banked that unfortunately it's going to get the Astonish down before we do. So they throw energy instantly into Sharpedo. Maybe if we caught a move here, we could have won, but Corsola just had so much energy that it didn't really matter. But look at how much HP they had. If I threw the freaking Frenzy Plant, we won that game. Very, very close game indeed. On to the next battle, we see Greninja in the lead. So once again, very, very safe no shield, believe it or not. Every single time we saw Greninja in the lead, not a single one of them threw a Hydro Cannon. So I am extremely happy with the outcome here. As you can see, it kind of looks like it varies whether you're in the red or in the yellow. I guess it depends a lot on the Greninja that's throwing the move. But my opponent catches the Poison Fang on the Azu. Honestly, I do not mind. This Azumarill actually doesn't even throw the Ice Beam, which means that I can just fully knock them out before they even get their first move off. And my Scizor is still alive and well, and we have a boost. So I will totally take that. My opponent brings in a Jellicent here, which is a little bit scary. They do have a little bit of fast move pressure against our Decidueye, and it's not like Sharpedo can do much against this thing as we saw before. So I'm gonna make a funny catch once again with Sharpedo here. As you guys saw, we kind of wait a turn there just to make sure that our opponent throws the move, thinking that we're still in here. And I'm gonna bring back in my Scizor. I am 1 away from a Night Slash, so I can throw the Night Slash and force a shield. But look at my game. Look at my game. It kind of lags a little bit there. I don't get the energy in time. I'm not able to throw the move. My opponent throws their energy though, which is pretty decent for me. And at this point, I still have a pretty clear path to victory. I could just fully farm down this Jellicent, have a bunch of energy left for the Greninja here, and double Spirit Shackle should do it. If they no shield this, I just go for fast moves. If they shield this and we get a nice debuff, we should be able to knock out with the next Spirit Shackle here. So yeah, GG's to my opponent there. Honestly, pretty close game still, but yeah, we should have gotten this win anyways when we got that move stolen from us, so I will definitely take it. But yeah, that is going to be it for the battles, guys. I genuinely do hope you enjoyed this video. This video was extremely fun to make. I did not expect to be doing this well with this team, but man, did I have fun with it. If you guys want to run it, just keep in mind, I don't think this team is very good for climbing. We did climb about 100 elo with it today, which is definitely not bad, but it's extremely frail, extremely difficult to use properly, and I think I got pretty lucky with some of my catches and some of my matchups, so definitely be a little bit careful if you run it. But if you do, let me know in the comments down below. If you guys want to check out my Twitch channel, my TikTok, my Instagram, there's also a link down in the description where you can follow all of my socials. And once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.